Today, wildlife decisions are all too often decided in the world's courts. If sportsmen and hunters are to have a voice in these politically driven decisions, then we must instantly form battle lines to influence the court of public opinion. The anti-hunting agenda is a powerful force, fueled by a wide variety of individuals and organizations that have one common and burning desire: to eliminate the time-honored sport of hunting, wherever it exists. Ours can no longer be a defensive mindset. Hunters and the pro-hunting organizations must become political, proactive, and influential in the fight for our future. Tanzania is a perfect example of those efforts in action.
The goal of individual hunters and pro-hunting groups is no longer to solemnly preach to the choir, that is, fellow hunters. Our emphasis should be to speak openly and honestly and base our position on fact-based scientific research, not emotions, political or financially motivated agendas. It is time to call a spade and appeal to unify against our common enemies. The anti-hunting community openly admits their strategy is to stop hunting by discouraging it and over-regulating it until it is no longer viable or profitable or practical. And hear me clearly when I promise you from experience, they are achieving their goals through influencing governments as well as CITES. When CITES allowed non-governmental organizations in, this ruling body was hijacked by hundreds of animal rights organizations, all of who are constantly pushing for more import complications, more regulations, and placing more red tape and obstacles our way. We need to encourage CITES to focus on what it was originally intended for, and that is the Convention in Trade of Endangered Species, and not an anti-hunting platform. To accomplish this, African hunting range states must take a unified position, and the United States, in particular U.S. Fish and Wildlife, must support them. We have inherited natural resources to safeguard for future generations, and it has never been more critical to take actions to stem the wanton depletion of our precious natural resources in Tanzania. We have never been more financially weak and more vulnerable to organized commercial poaching than now, due to over-regulations by the importing countries. We all have to agree that we have now entered the most dangerous period in wildlife conservation in Tanzanian history. And we are not alone, as other African countries face the same uncertain future. Our only hope is for the conservation through hunting model and sport hunting industry to flourish again. With this in mind, there is vigorous reform happening today in Tanzania. Our Ministry of Natural Resources and Tourism is working closely with the Tanzanian Hunting Operators Association in reforming rates, regulation, hunting packages, fees, and increasing community benefits. In addition to these, there's new focus to address the now vulnerable and unprofitably vacant hunting concessions that are coming to auction probably within the next month or two. We are reforming to survive and need your support. Tanzania needs your business. But please remember, it is vitally important that you hunt with a member of the Tanzanian Hunting Operators Association to ensure that you are hunting with a company that is truly contributing to conservation of our local communities and wildlife resources. We must continue to encourage the Trump administration to recognize the countless positive effects of legal, regulated hunting in Africa. And that includes benefit to both the wildlife and the people. I want to take this opportunity to thank Dallas Safari Club and Dallas Safari Club Foundation for all their efforts to promote and protect hunting and science-based wildlife conservation around the world. I hope, like myself, you will join them in this fight. They deserve all our generous support. If you want to conserve wildlife for future generations, support DSC and the DSC Foundation. And most importantly, go hunting and proudly participate in our time-honored tradition.